is crack-a-lackin' everybody. Thomas here from That Money Guy. Today I'm going to be talking to you about depreciating assets. Well, more specifically, cars. Yes. Scary topic, I know, because whenever anybody thinks of cars, we think of either the really, really good or the really, really bad. Usually, the bad is what kind of sticks out in most people's minds, because usually most people have kind of horror stories when it comes to cars. I myself drive the car of my dreams. Picture it right now. As you can see, it is nothing special, it is nothing new, but to me it is the car that I've always wanted ever since I was a little kid. It is a 2005 Chevrolet Tahoe. Beautiful blue color. Paint on it is starting to fade, in the name of all honesty, because that's what this channel is all about. I'm just trying to be honest here. The car is it was a goal that I set myself, that I wanted to get. And I know that a lot of you guys, especially guys that know cars, will look at me and say, they got millions of those on any marketplace. They're not expensive at all. Yes, okay, you're probably right to a point, but not expensive at all is definitely not the word I would use, because I paid, let me tell you, a whopping $3,000 for her. $3,000, just the way you see it, right? I know, you guys are probably wondering, wow, he's made of money, he's a millionaire. No, it was a lot of money. It still is a lot of money for me, and I understand that. Again, for a lot of you people, you guys probably might understand that. You guys, other ones of you might not, but yeah, I paid a lot of money for that. I drove it, I loved it, but almost immediately things started to go wrong on it. Funny that you buy a used car and things start to go wrong on it. The second day of owning it, I believe it was, I went to take it for a drive because I was so happy. I was so happy. I had gotten rid of my Jeep Grand Cherokee and I bought this Tahoe. I went to take it for a drive, and lo and behold, the thing wouldn't start. What? Why is that? Well, I call AAA because I have AAA, because I'm a smart guy, but not smart enough to realize that I had bought a bit of a lemon, but not entirely. Anyway, call AAA, and I was like, hey guys, please come on out here. My truck won't start, and I am a little worried as to why. Well, the guy came, and he opened up the hood. Well, I opened up the hood for him, and he's like, hey, come here. I went over, and he's like, take a look at that battery. And I looked at the battery, and it looked like it was the first battery ever created by mankind. Now, he told me, he said, looky here. Well, I don't think he actually said looky here, but he said something. He said, you know, that battery is probably as old as this vehicle. Which, for, you know, a 15-year-old vehicle, which is pretty dang good. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. He's like, yeah, I can start it for you. I wouldn't recommend you, like, not leaving this thing. So, like, if you're gonna go somewhere, I would go and get the battery replaced. So, you know what? I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll do that. So I took it to my local auto shop, I bought a new battery. They put it in, and then the guy's like, well, yeah, I was looking, and your alternator looks like it was thrown in with basically force. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with it. It just kind of looks a little mangled. I was like, thank you for sharing that little tidbit of information. That is kind of when the problems started to happen. Because funnily enough, when, you know, you buy a car, it's never long before the check engine light comes on. Funny that. I anticipated this was going to happen. I knew that this was the car I wanted. I knew that everything about it I liked. But the check engine light did come on, as I knew it would be doing eventually. I took it to my local garage, and my mechanic is a wonderful man. It's a family business. He runs it with his wife, and this man has always been able to take time out of his day to walk outside, take a look at my car, diagnose it, scan it for any kind of codes, and tell me what he thinks the fix is slash how expensive it is. I say, I don't care what the fix is. I just want it. I want it fixed. And so therefore I need to know how much it costs. So we're kind of rolling here. Now, I will be the first to admit, I know cars very, very well, actually. I could identify pretty much any car on the street. I'm very proud of that fact, actually. But when it comes to car maintenance and repair, I am terrible, absolutely terrible. Learning, but terrible. So my mechanic, he took it in, and I had to pay a heck of a lot of money. I'm talking multiple thousands. I'm talking about essentially almost double the price of the vehicle. Hear that pause? That's essentially you guys reaching into the screen and just slapping me around the face. No, guys, I was aware that this was going to happen. Maybe not to the extent that it did, but I was aware that she needed a little bit of TLC. Now, like I said, I've loved this vehicle ever since I was a kid, and I haven't stopped loving it. I don't love it any less. It's hurt me a lot, but I don't love it any less. And one of the things I have to say about this is my love for this vehicle has grown, and I think it's because of the fact that I've had to put so much of my heart and soul into it. When I'm spending that kind of money on something, I cannot just be spending it blindly for something that I don't care about. And that's what I did. I put a lot of labor and love into this. So paint's starting to fade on it. That's going to have to get done. That's going to have to get done pretty soon, actually. So I don't know if I'm going to do it in stages. I know it's not the smartest thing to do when it comes to paint, but I might have to. But in terms of how well she's running, hear that? It's a little knock on wood. Doing all right, actually. New transmission and all that, it was all put in, but there were a few problems, as there often were. Rear main seal, things like that. And again, I'm just going to preface this by saying a lot of the costs associated were things that I may or may not have wanted to add on. Like, there may have been $2,000, $2,500 worth of repairs, but a lot of that other cost, yeah, it came from me. I got the Apple TV or CarPlay or whatever that thing is, nice big touchscreen. I have seat covers, custom seat covers. I've got captain's chairs in the back. It's really starting to come together as my dream vehicle. I know it's not the youngest thing anymore, but it's got really low miles. For a vehicle that is supposed to essentially run forever, it has got 180,000 miles on it. I know that when it comes to cars, there's always going to be someone who looks at you like you just have like 6 heads and 2 eyes, and they will look at you like you are just crazy and insane. And probably I am. But I think my insanity is either greater than or less than, because I knew the risks involved. I knew what to expect. I knew that it was going to be a labor of love. Now, guys, I'm not going to be one of those guys that tells you to not finance a car. I would never do that. But owning my car, paying for it with cash, is one of the greatest things I've ever done. I've never owed money on a car, and it has kept me free because of it. Being able to wait for repairs, being able to make repairs when you want to is great. Being able to not have to worry about that payment is great. Owning a car, it's a depreciating asset, like I've said. There's always going to be something going wrong with it, but look after it and she will look after you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad I hope you liked the story of my dream vehicle, my 2005 Chevy Tahoe. Thank you guys so much for watching That Money Guy. I really appreciate it, guys. Please like, comment, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.